Hey folks, and welcome to this week's beta studies. Today we are looking at your first week of Shadowlands, looking at the systems you'll encounter and what you'll be doing come November 23rd once you hit level 60. There's a fair bit, so let's get started. So we are going through this as a new level 60. Basically all the campaign and systems content you'll have access to in week 1. This is a beta template character, but the gear is around what you'll get by questing. We'll start off by selecting a Covenant, though you will be able to skip this if you choose to level in Shadowlands via the non-story route. All of your first characters though will play through the main campaign and it'll end here. I am picking Night Fae here, but all the first weeks of the campaigns play out roughly the same. With that choice, we fly to our Covenant Sanctum, or Hall. If this isn't your first character, you can skip all of these next steps, but if you are watching this, you'll likely want to know what, and we will start with step 1, earning your signature, that is the neutral ability, and your class ability. The speed at which you obtain these varies by Covenant. Night Fae have a quest chain which in my opinion are the best quests added in WoW's history, but it does make it longer than say the Necrolords. Either way, whether it's long or short, you'll come away with both abilities. Your next stop is visiting the Renown NPC. Renown is a currency that functions like Reputation in the past. Each renown you get with a Covenant will let you access more things, such as power buffs, gear buffs, story campaigns, upgrades to systems, a whole lot. Unlike this template character, you will be starting with 0, and you will earn a few every week. Renown is basically the time gating. Next up is learning about Covenant callings. If you played in Legion or BFA, these are basically emissaries, except there can be a fair more varieties than just world quests, like dungeons or gathering items. The timings are the same though, a new one each day and each lasts for 3 days. For our tutorial purpose though, you will always have one that asks for 3 world quests in your Covenant zone. You can do whichever you want, Anima rewards are a fairly good pick, but you can also go for the quickest or safest. Remember, you are currently at the weakest power level you will actually ever be, so maybe that pet battle one is not a bad idea. With the calling completed, you'll earn a box containing a bit of gear, vendor trash and Anima. What is Anima? It's something you'll learn from pretty much everything you do, just like how AP was in Legion and BFA. How it's used though is different, and well, that is your next stop, the Anima Reserve. Anima can be added to your Anima Reserve up to a cap each week. Any excess Anima you have can then be spent on cosmetics. Anima in the Anima Reserve though is used to upgrade your Covenant in a variety of ways, such as buffs to the mission table, world quests or Covenant specific activities. Later on, filling up Anima is how you will earn some of your weekly renown. For now though, we can't upgrade anything even with the Anima we've earned, as we still need souls, so let's get some of those. First things first though, maybe set your Hearthstone to the Covenant Halls Inn. As directed, to acquire souls we need to head back to Oribos and then into the Maw. Here you will land next to the only safe place in the Maw and meet up with Venari. Here you'll learn about the ground rules of the Maw and be tasked with collecting both souls and Stygia. Souls can be found around the Maw and just need to be clipped. You'll find many easy souls nearby. Stygia is a currency used to purchase things from Venari, and you'll find it on NPCs or events. The stronger the foe, the more Stygia. Stygia is lost a little if you die, so be very careful. Along the way you'll attract the attention of the jailer, but we'll find out about that soon enough. For now though, don't dawdle, head back to Venari, and here we'll be instructed to buy a teleporter from Venari, but she also sells upgrades for the Maw and Torghast, as well as sockets and other goodies. This teleporter is useful to have though, as it sends you right back to her whenever you're in the Maw and you use it. We'll be told about the Eye of the Jailer here. It's a mechanic which progressively makes the Maw more dangerous as you spend time out there, killing NPCs or doing events, and it will make things such as more enemies aggressive or having other penalties. You already can't mount in the Maw, unless go druids, so you will need to limit your time out there. You can see the progress in the UI element at the top of the screen, the progress moving from left to right, as more dangers await. That won't be an issue now though, so we head out again for a quest and then report back to Bolvar in Oribos. We'll then get sent back again to our Covenant Hall and we are almost done with step 1 of the first week's campaign. At our Covenant Sanctum, we'll hand in the souls, which like Anima turn-ins will be the other weekly quest to earn renown later on. However, as of right now, we're going to head back to the Anima Reserve to build an upgrade, or in this case, the first step of building. You'll only have one option for now unless you've earned excess mana, so just go for it. Next stop, the Soul Forge, as it's time to meet up with our first Soulbind. Each Covenant will eventually get 3 of these with full trees, but for now, you'll have one with limited options. The first step is activating the Soulbinds, and try not to jump ahead like I do here. This will grant you 3 conduits, a potency linked to your class ability, a spec neutral endurance, and a finesse. I go through these more in other videos, but potencies are for output, endurance for defense, and finesse for utility. Later on you'll earn more conduits and upgrades for them, but for now you'll just activate your Soulbind's first power and then pick whichever route and type of conduit you go for. For now this is as far as you'll be able to go, 1 ability and 1 conduit, but more renown will mean more conduits. You'll also consume a minor resource that prevents you swapping conduits too much, but with so few options this won't be an issue for a while. For now though, you are done with the first step of your Covenant campaign and will earn 1 renown. That isn't all though, as while introductions are the same as on beta previously, the last build officially made Torghast the next step, so we're directed back to Bolvar, into the Maw, and then to enter Torghast. I covered the Torghast intro and mechanics in another video, be sure to check that out, but once you complete the tutorial Torghast run, you'll find a key. Hold on to that, because first it's back to Oribos before Bolvar again sends us back to Torghast, this time to do a run proper. While in Oribos, someone will pop up with another quest, again for the Maw. At this time you have a choice, either do the Torghast run or follow up with the key with Venari. You may as well do both while you're in this area, so we'll do Torghast first. Your first normal run should be no issue. If you encounter elites, just play it safe and avoid them if you can. It is possible to clear all the way to layer 8, that's the highest difficulty with just your questing gear and a weak soulbind, but that is something for later on. For now, just focus on layer 1. This will actually reward you with an extra 200 soul ash from Bolvar's quests, so if this stays you will actually be able to craft a legendary week 1 with a near full Torghast clear. But to craft a legendary, we need a crafter, so let's follow up on that key we found. By now, Venari will be offering her daily quests. These reward Stygia, again for upgrades, sockets and more, but for now we'll focus on the one-time quests. We'll head back into Torghast and meet very quickly on the right hand side as you enter the Rune Carver. He needs our help, so let's head back to the Maw to kill 2 named NPCs for quests, one for Rune Carver and one for Venari. With that done, the Rune Carver needs more help that Venari can offer, and again with another quest in the Maw, the Rune Carver is finally ready to help us craft a legendary, once we provide a large amount of soul ash. From now on, the Torghast section of the Covenant campaign is done. If your building back at the Covenant Hall is still going, you can spend some time doing stuff in the Maw, there's more Torghast, you can do Covenant call-ins which are now available, world quests or dungeons. Back at your hall you'll also find 2 weekly quests ready for you, to deposit Anima and collect souls from the Maw. You'll want to do both of these every week, as each rewards renown, meaning this week you can get to renown 3. This is the most important thing to do each week. To end off this week's campaign though, we will finish the building to create the mission table. The execution is slightly more interactive than before, but is still fairly similar to the Warlords and beyond, just have your melee in the front, healers at the back. As you progress through Torghast and Renown, you'll gain more followers for this, but for now you'll just have your first Soulbind. And with that, the tutorial is done. You are done with the campaign and other features for week 1 of your time at level 60. Now it's just farming the weekly and daily content, that being the Covenant weekly quests for Anima and Souls. As high up the 2 active winds of Torghast you can go for Soul Ash, as many different mythic dungeons that you can do, as these are loot locked weekly and the highest dungeons available right now, the Covenant callings which is available every day and lasts for 3 days, more activities and Venari's dailies, and finally of course just normal world quests or heroic and normal dungeons. With the release candidate just out, I doubt this intro will change too much now. It took me as a resto druid just about an hour and a half to do everything, but I have done this a lot and do know how to use stealth. If you go through that fast without a break, you'll need to spend some time to let your buildings finish being made, but there is plenty to do in the meantime. For now though, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this overview helpful.